Welcome to another live lecture for the power of image. This is your friendly neighborhood style systems. And today's lecture is about perception, which is something that I experienced over this past week. That I came here with my girlfriend. I came to a place, on the beach. And I was experiencing certain things, and I did a video. You're going to see it on my YouTube channel. And this inspired me to talk about perception, all right? What's up, everyone? What's up? So it was about perception. And let me tell you why I came up with this realization, which is it's something that I already had within. You're going to learn what the fuck am I talking about in a moment. So I went to see some crocodile sanctuary or some shit like that, right? And one of the natives over there, he took us in his little boat, and he was showing us this place and that place. And of course, crocodiles, some of them were swimming around us, and you could easily see them. Some of them were sneaky, they were camouflaging themselves. And not only crocodiles, or lizards, there was a lot of fucking animals over there, different type of plants and this and that. And I was very impressed by a certain level of intelligence that native people have, right? You maybe know this. You see it in the shamans. You see it in the natives in America, right? The indigenous people. They have a certain wisdom within themselves that goes way back in the day, right? They learn it from their grandfathers and so on. So this person was showing us and telling us exactly what the fuck was happening. Absolutely everything. From the tiniest, smallest piece of plant or an insect, he knew what was the properties if you ate it, if he's poisonous or some shit like that, if you can eat it, if you cannot eat it. And not only did he knew that, but also I was not aware. My senses were not tuned. And I have to accept it as it is. My senses weren't that tuned to see where the lizard was, or to see what type of plant was that. And he was everywhere. Look at that, that beautiful, I don't know, pelican or whatever the fuck it was, He was watching everything as he was driving the canoe. And I was like, damn, man, you know a lot of shit. And of course, he was very, in quotes, humble. He does not perceive himself as intelligent. He just goes with the flow. He just is. He just is part of nature, and that's it. To him, that is not being intelligent. To him, that is just knowing what plant that is, where the animals are, just to survive. So it got me thinking. It got me thinking a lot. And then I went to the beach and stuff like that, and you've heard me saying before that, to me, nothing is random. Every time I see a store, every time I see a plant, every time I see the beach, sand, I don't see it just like something regular, like random. I see the beauty in it. I see opportunities, and I find a way to implement that beautiful geometry or that beauty, implement it in me, because I am part of it. One way or another, whether you believe in, yoga, Hinduism, Christianity, whatever, Muslim, Buddhist, you are part of Earth, simply by the fact that you are eating things from Earth. So you are part of this planet. So that's why I try to repeat that same beautiful, harmonious organization that I see within the nature, within me and my students and my friends and my people. So it got me thinking, God damn it, man, we are being dulled. Our senses are being dulled by technology. Not all of them, not all of the technology, but for the most part. We have more in today's society than we had when kings still existed. Like true kings, not the puppets that we see. true kings, right? Back in the Middle Ages. We live better, way better than all of them. Way, way better than all of those motherfuckers. I have more. Even if you're poor, you live better than them. Simply because you have an electricity, or you can go take a shit on a toilet and flush it down. Stuff like that, right? And these technologies, TV, some applications, even some, food that has new technology, they are dulling our senses. They are numbing our senses. So people are not aware of what's going on the outside. They're not even aware of what's going on within. They're just like fucking zombies. You've probably heard this before. Right now you're gonna be saying, yeah, that's a good lecture, but stay with it. Stay with me. Your mind is about to get fucked. Truly, I'm about to open your mind, your essence, and I'm going to penetrate it with this information. So, it was harsh. Penetrate. Ooh, shit. Ooh, damn. So, it is our task, or my task at least, to enhance perception, right? Part of the power of image, part of everything that we're learning right now with these lectures is to enhance perception. And by that I mean to be present, to improve your level of perception. Not to be dulled, looking down, looking at your stupid phone all the time. I have nothing against technology because we can connect through it. I love it. There's protocols. Go back to the old lectures. Protocols. We've already covered protocols. There are protocols. You have to learn how to use properly these technologies. But I see people not enhancing, or not even paying attention, or not even putting it as an objective to enhance their perception. They talk about, I want to be healthy. I want to lose some weight. And this is perfect for this, it's the last lecture for this year, 2017. We have the New Year's Eve and shit like that. Oh, new year, new me, and all that. Part of your new objectives should be to enhance your perception. Because the more you perceive everything, the more intelligent you are, the better your experience of life becomes. You become more wise, you become more intelligent, you become more powerful. You have absolutely everything. It's one of the keys, the fundamental keys of being a god, literally. And I will get there. I will teach you, or I will explain to you, to the best of my abilities, one of the 4 different intelligence type of intelligence, that if you learn it and if you master it, you can talk to the gods or to different beings. So part of this is to enhance our perception, to be truly aware of what's going on all around us. I'm not even getting from what's within, because that is very, very, very deep, right? Beyond the body and the mind. But just being aware that, right now, there's a crocodile over there. There's a bird flying over there. There's the sun. Hearing absolutely everything. Tuning in all of your fucking senses and literally being aware of everything. There's one person over there. There's one girl over there. I'm hearing this. I'm feeling this sensation. I'm aware. I'm alive. Basically, being fucking alive. Not being numbed by all of these technologies or by your life, by routine. Which is exactly what happens with people. Right? We see them like they're dead. They're living, in quotes, but they're dead. They're not enjoying their life. They don't even know what the fuck is going on. They have zero control over their experience. And that is just wrong. So as I was thinking about it, I was like, you know what? I want to talk about perception. I'm going to make a YouTube video about it, but I'm going to get very deep on it on my power of image. So I Googled perception, the dictionary meaning of perception. And it says, the ability to recognize or appreciate, recognition or appreciation as of moral, psychological, or aesthetic qualities, insight, intuition, and discernment. And then apprehending by means of the senses, the mind, or the intellect. Okay, so far so good. Do you really understand this? Do you really fucking understand all of this? I know that the majority of people don't fucking understand this. They don't understand what even the mind is. There's 4 levels of mind. I don't know if you're aware of that. There are four levels of mind. Even more, I think. The ones that I know, there are 4. So, if perception is apprehending, or intellect, it has to do with intellect, or it has to do with intelligence, or it has to do with appreciate or recognize something. This inevitably has to do with our level of intelligence, right? Our level of intelligence. Our perception, the more you are aware of perception, the more intelligent you are. The more stupid and idiotic and a fucking dumbass you are, you can trace it back down to lack of perception. Their perception, people that are dumb, or people that are fucking the world and the people and life and stuff like that, people that are stupid, literally stupid, their level of perception are so small, right? They cannot see past beyond that. Let's just talk about a Down syndrome person, right? I have nothing against them, but let's just talk about someone that has, literally Down syndrome. Their perception is completely different than ours. Their perception is that of a kid. Let's talk about a kid. The level of perception of a kid, of a child, it's completely different than one of an adult. Isn't it so? So the more old you become, the more wise you become, in quotes, right? This is only because you are gathering more information. You are gathering more. You have more experience, supposedly. So your perception is enhanced because you have experienced so much that you are now aware of many things. This is just nonsense, of course. Pure fucking nonsense. So if we're talking about perception, we're talking about the mind and the intellect, I would say that we should discuss the different types of mind. But before I get into it, because this is very high level information, it's very rare that you will hear it from anybody else. That's why I said, take your notes. Take down your notes. Perception, the way that I see it as of today, people that are not aware of what truly perception is, it's just gathering information. It's just, if you got my Beyond the Body and the Mind, I talk about it in depth, that mind is just gathering information. It's just an accumulation of information. And the type of, you should understand that the type of information that you gather determines basically your type of thoughts that you have, right? The type of information that you gather determines the type of thoughts that you have. The type of thoughts that you have become an emotion. They determine a certain emotion. An emotion determines an experience of life over an extended period of time, right? If you feel an emotion of sadness for a long period of time, you will become depressed, and your experience of life will be dulled, will be sad, will be blue. You get the point, right? So this idea that perception is just gathering information, I think we need to break it down. We need to dissect and what's the word that I use? Discernment. I don't know if I'm saying that correctly or not. We need to really dissect and see it as it is. Perception should not be just about gathering. Because let's think about, let me give you an example. People cannot see beyond themselves, right? Their identity, the perception of themselves is, I am an American. I am a Mexican American. The color of my skin is brown. This is me. This that you see right now, my voice that you're hearing right now, this is who I am. Really? Is that truly who you are? The color of your skin, the country you were born in, the sound of your voice, how long your dick is, how big your tits are. Is that truly who you are? So we identify ourselves with that. We have our level of perception of ourselves is so small that we just see ourselves based from a specific geographical point on Earth. And if you think about the cosmos, Earth is just a tiny speck of the cosmos. But you identify yourself with America. And America is the greatest country in the fucking world. Oh, I am a rich man. I have a supercar. Well, you know, I am a realtor. I am the best cocksucking realtor in the fucking world. And no one can sell homes like me. Your level of perception is, you're making it smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller. So your perception should not be just gathering information, because gathering information, you can only gather information based from your senses. You can only gather information based from your senses and your mind. And that is very, very malleable. Study beyond the body and the mind. But I will teach you a little bit of it right now. See, your senses, what you see is true, isn't it? Only what I can see, it means that it exists, so I can perceive it. Only what I can touch, this is real. This is the real world, because I can drink it. Otherwise, it doesn't exist. God damn it. Only if I can smell it. Only if I can smell that, smell something here, something beautiful. I smell the roses. That means that there's got to be a rose around here. But your senses, they deceive you, my friends. What you see sometimes is not true. What you smell sometimes is not true. What you hear sometimes is not the truth. So you see, your perception is very, very malleable. You can get manipulated very easily, as many other people are getting manipulated. And that's why I started this lecture saying that I see a lot of Walking Dead people, zombies, because their perception is dulled. They have a lot of fog in their perception, in their level of perception, because they only see perception based on their senses. That is not okay. And only with their mind. And their mind, they don't understand that their mind, what the mind is, just leave it as that. They don't understand what the mind is. Some people believe that the mind is the brain, and it has nothing to do with it. Some people believe that the mind is just their psychological drama. And you must understand that your psychological drama, your psychology, has nothing to do with reality, in quotes. Has nothing to do with the cosmos. Your psychological drama is just what determines your experience of life. Your psychological drama is just a video game. I don't know if you remember one time, one lecture, I said and I shared with you guys one of the most beautiful experiences that I've had in the spiritual world with Metatron, whatever you want to call it, my spiritual guide, one of my spiritual guides. I have another one, just so you know. I have not said it into the world still, because I'm still working on him, and we'll see what happens. But I've been learning a lot, and part of this information comes from this new spiritual teacher that I have, but I will not say the name just yet, or maybe I will. Let's see. So I had this beautiful experience with Metatron, where he told me, what you think of reality right now is just like a video game, my friend. It's just like a fucking video game, which means you can create it, destroy it. You are the sole creator of your own reality. But now, getting a little bit deeper and wiser, I understand that this video game that he was talking about is truly the psychological drama that we have, the psychology that we have. If a depressed person, if you hang around with a depressed person, suddenly you will become a little bit sad. Like, God damn it, everything is so blue with them. Everything. If you give them something that they want. Here, oh, I'm thirsty. I'm gonna die of thirst. Hey, here you go. Here's a Fused tea. Drink it. Oh, but I don't like Fused tea. I only drink the... Oh my God, I'm gonna die. And there's a but for absolutely every solution that you have, right? So... that is the psychological drama that we all have. We all experience different, psychological dramas. We all experience it. That's just part of living this life. It's just what it is. I don't claim to be anything greater or lesser. I know that I have my own psychological drama, but I see it, and from there I can move beyond the majority of people, because I can see it as it is. It's like a video game. Sometimes you get so into the video game, you're like, God damn it, oh shit, I lost. But then you go back at it again, and you get angry, you get sad, you get happy because you just won the game, like, whoo, motherfucker. So it's the same thing with your psychological drama. But you must understand that this psychology has nothing to do with the cosmos, and it has nothing to do with perception. It has nothing to do with with what perception truly is. Oh man, I'm giving you so much, and only 2 people are connected, man. Which, thank you by being here, but god damn it, man, this is truly. This is one of the best teachings that I can give you in my entire life as of today. So let's talk about. I've been talking about it. We have been talking and explaining a little bit of perception. Perception should be beyond, or is beyond, information gathering or apprehending. Getting more information, accumulation of information, which is exactly what the mind. As of today, maybe, I don't know about you guys, I don't know where your level is. Some of you I know, some of you I don't. Like really, really, really good. But I don't know if your mind has transcended. If you got beyond the body and the mind, and you exercise the things that I teach you there, maybe your mind is not just an accumulation of things. Now you can see it beyond that, right? You can see that your mind is beyond just pure psychological drama. It is beyond that. You know that your mind is different. So if I am talking about the mind, I wanted to share with you guys something that I've never ever shared with anybody else except my girlfriend. She's the only one that knows this and correctly applies. So I wanted to share with you the 4 types of intelligence that I am aware of, that I think there are 16 types of mind or intelligence. But I have not studied them all. I only know 4, and I know how to apply them. And the 4th one, which is the most powerful one, I'm still playing with it. I'm still getting better at it. It is an ongoing process. So the first type of intelligence is the intellect. I know with the yogis, they call it buddhi or buddhi, something like that, buddhi. And this is the intellect, all right? The intellect is just this gathering information, gathering information and trying to make sense out of everything. Like, okay, this is water and this is a piece of plastic, and I know that a piece of plastic comes from this type of looking at everything with the eyes of a scientist, like doubting everything, like not experiencing what's inside of this, which is the taste of it. It's calming my thirst. I love what it's making inside of my body. No, this type of mind, or the first type of intelligence, which is intellect, is just looking at things and dissect them. Like, okay, I don't give a fuck if this calms my thirst or not. I don't give a fuck about the taste of it. I know that this has sugar in it, which is exactly what I just experienced. I just experienced a lot of fucking sugar. I know that this bottle, I don't give a fuck if it's beautiful or not. I just see a piece of plastic, a container of plastic, right? So that is the first type of intelligence. You and I know a lot of people that are like that, right? We know a lot of people that are just intellectual. And even there's a video that I shared on the power of image, where I teach you different types of voice, that your voice, you have many different types of voices. And one type of voice is the intellect. And people that identify themselves, or people that are just using their first mind, which is intellect, they even talk from the nose, like they talk from here. Try to talk with a psychologist and try to talk with a scientist and notice the difference and the changes, the subtle changes in their voice, in their voices, in their tones. Someone with intellect, there's always like, hey, like, hey. Of course, I'm exaggerating, but so that's the first type of intelligence, right? The second type of intelligence, it's Ankahara. Akhara or Ankahara, I don't remember, this has to do with your identity. I already covered a little bit of it. Identity, your identity. How do you identify yourself? And that is a type of intelligence, because based on your identity is how you are going to act in the world, isn't it? If I identify myself with a specific group, I know that I'm going to go, I'm going to study a certain profession, I'm going to work at a certain place, I'm gonna get married with a certain type of person. I'm gonna have this much kids because this is my identity. This is who I am, right? So this is why we call it a type of mind or a type of intelligence, because it allows you to move in the world with a certain type of intelligence, which is your identity, right? Based on your identity, if you did not have this mind or this intelligence, you wouldn't even be functioning correctly, in quotes, as a man or a woman, right? If you don't identify yourself as a man or a woman, you will be crazy, right? Which is exactly what we see with some people, that they are men, but they think that they're not a man. They think they're a woman, and clearly they are man. I don't care if they like other men or whatever, but you know, they have some sort of disconnection, and they're stressed, and they're kind of all over the place. You know, they're not focused. They're kind of crazy in a way. You know, they're like, whoa, because their identity is a little bit off, and that's what we see with some people. With a lot of Christians, right? Let's say that for some reason today we are visited from extraterrestrial beings, right? And they come and they say to us, there is no such thing as God. The God that you worship, motherfuckers, you Christians, is us. Imagine what would happen with the Christians in the Christian world. Just imagine it. Their second level of intelligence, which is their identity, their Ankara, or shit, I forgot to write it. Hankara, or something like that. Their second level of intelligence would go crazy. Would go like off, and they would go crazy. Literally, we would literally see a lot of people in the crazy houses, right? A lot of Christians would go like, literally, whoa, shit! I was worshiping a God, and now he doesn't exist. He's just an extraterrestrial being. And they go crazy because their identity goes like that. Their entire life and experience of life is bound to that identity. But you see, you should transcend that. We just covered a little bit of it, right? You should transcend beyond your identity. Part of my rituals every day, every morning, and at night is I don't like to identify myself with my intellect, right? Because I know I'm beyond my mind. I know that I'm beyond this body, and I know that I am beyond my mind. I know that I am beyond the accumulation of information that I have. Even though every day I study, I am beyond that. We will get there. This is the fourth type of intelligence, but we will get there. Bear with me. And I know that I am not just this body. I know that I'm not just one dick and balls and mustache and, you know, Mexican or whatever. I know that there's something within me, within and without, an energy that has been, is, and forever will be. So I connect with that. And actually, in the Mexican culture, it is called the Nahual. So you see, you can connect this with the yogis, with the Hindus, with the Buddhists, with every fucking culture talks about this. Every higher being that has ever achieved something in the world, whether it's Jesus, Buddha, Siddhartha Gautama, you know, anyone, Shiva, they talk about this. You can watch the patterns get repeated. So here, Quetzalcoatl, one of the gods in Mexican culture, pre-Hispanic culture, they talked about the Nahual. The Nahual means you times 2 or something like that. Raíz cuadrada. How do you call raíz cuadrada? Times 2? No, it's not times 2. Well, it's you to a double potential. You know, it's like it is still you, but it is on a higher and on a higher dimension. But it is your same energy. So I try and I connect to that every morning, every night. I identify myself with the cosmos. I do not identify myself with just this. I know that if I cease to exist, I'm still going to exist, right? So the less I identify myself with just this, the more I'm able to talk to you, to anybody else. The less I get angry when people don't understand it. The less I get angry when people don't want to hear me. The less I have misunderstandings, because I identify myself with the cosmos. I am everything. I am everywhere. I cannot be just one tiny speck of, you know, I'm just a Mexican, man. And you Americans, you pieces of shit, you want to build a wall, well, fuck you. No. No. That is what allows me to connect with a lot of people. So, my suggestion is that you enhance your level of identity. And that has to do with your perception, isn't it? your identity, all of these that I'm talking about has to do with perception. Let's go to the third type of mind and the third type of of intelligence. This is manas. The third type of intelligence is called manas. This is memory. Whew, my God, memory. And there's many levels of memory. Many different levels of memory. I do not know them all. You know, I'm still learning shit. But there's the way that I can teach you memory, this type of intelligence, is that you have the nose of your great grandfather, don't you? How is it possible? How is it possible that you are bearing the same genes from your great grandfather? Even if you don't know, you don't remember him, you don't even know what he looked like. However, your body has a certain level of intelligence from within, on its own. You think that intelligence comes from this part, the brain. There's intelligence in every inch and cell, in every inch of your body. My nose has a level of intelligence. That's why my nose remembers how the nose of my great-grandfather was. Even though I do not know him and how his nose was, my body remembers. So my body is has an intelligence and it remembers. Again, even if when you are a newborn, for some reason there is certain memory within that child that knows how to drink out of a titty. Isn't it? A child knows how to suck on a titty. You do not have to teach him, for the most part. They have a certain level of instinct, which has to do with this third type of mind or intelligence, manas, memory. And there's karmic memory, you know, your karma, your dharma, and all of this, which is energetic memory. There's atomic memory, which is exactly what I was talking about, you know, genetic memory. There's emotional memory. There's levels of memory. So from there, your perception starts to like, God damn, you start getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And the last and the fourth type of intelligence, or the fourth type of the fourth mind, is chitta. I don't know how to pronounce it. Chitta, which is pure intelligence. Pure, this pureness. This is no memory, no intellect. When you get to chitta, you destroy all the different types of mind that you had before, prior to chitta. Because it's pure, it's out there. It is, the way that I can explain it, it is like the internet, right? It's still, you know, the phone has a memory. The phone has an identity, a boundary, a certain boundaries for, you know, for that screen to be looked at. That is, could be called as an identity. It has memory. It has an intellect because it has some wires within it. It has some certain level of programs, which is, you can call it the intellect, so that the programs can function, so that the internet can come. Chitta could be explained in a way like the internet. A phone doesn't have to look all the time what perception is, or what, you know, let's say, what time is it in London? Your phone doesn't need to look at it all the time. It doesn't have to apprehend the information, because it is out there on the internet. It is always there. The only thing that your phone has to do is just one click and you will know absolutely everything, right? What time is it in London, in Mexico, in LA, in Greece, in Argentina, in all the world, all over the world. It doesn't have to retain it, apprehend it. It is it's just there. So when you get to the level of chitta or chitta, pure intelligence, pure mind, it is when you let go. And I explained a little bit with this whole theory of remaining ignorant. I did a lecture on it. Go back to it for the power of image. You empty yourself, right? You empty your cup, and you know that you don't need to be full all the time. You don't need to say, I am an intelligent, I am the god of style, I am an image consultant. I just am. I don't need to claim anything because I don't identify myself with this. I don't claim to, maybe sometimes I claim my house, I claim my, I don't know, my car, shit like that. But Chitta is, you just function correctly. The other three minds or types of intelligence are just there to enhance the Chitta. Every time you want to learn something, you just connect to Chitta. And I know this sounds very fucking crazy, but hopefully it makes sense to you guys, because this is the first time that I'm actually teaching it, for people outside. Chitta is connected to Akasha. Akasha, it is a place, it is the ether. It is where everything is. It is the cosmos, right? It's like everything. Picture it like the internet. The internet, you cannot say the internet is there. The internet is absolutely everywhere in the world. Everywhere. You just need a device to get it and see it. Well, Chitta is connected to Akasha. And Chitta, when you learn and you get to this level of mind, you are literally learning the language of the gods. You can speak to other beings because your perception is completely open. You open your third eye. You are completely beyond. And when you get there, you can learn and you can see what the gods see. And from there, your perception, just imagine how your perception is going to be. You will see beyond religions. You will see beyond geographical spaces. You will see beyond countries. You will see beyond worlds. You will see beyond yourself. And your perception is going to be completely and greatly enhanced. And the more your perception is enhanced, the more your experience of life gets better. Because you can perceive everything from within and without. You can perceive absolutely everything that happens within your mind, your minds, within your body, your emotions, your energy. So you can take control of it. If you perceive absolutely everything that happens in your body, if you are not even aware of the type of food that you ingest, that means that your perception is small. I am aware. My perception is big. So I know that if I drink this bullshit drink, like sugar drink, it's going to have some repercussions in my body, right? So all of this, enhancing your perception, is to make something that I always say, but I need to remember, you guys, all of this is to make conscious choices. I am not giving you moral advice. I'm not giving you should be doing this, you should be doing that. Fuck all of that. I'm just saying demanding you, as a human being, to enhance your perception, because the more your level of perception gets better and bigger, the better our experience of life as human beings is going to be. As life, not even human beings, as life, just life on earth. Our entire experience is going to get better. So it is my obligation as human being to tell you, you know what? Just as I tell you, be successful, be the best version of yourself, is enhance your perception. Because you owe it to yourself and to me. Because the more your perception is better, the more you and I can get along better. And from there, I'm not saying this is good, this is bad. I am beyond good and bad. You cannot say Pablo is good. You cannot say Pablo is bad, because I am both. I am a mean, bad motherfucker. But I am also very good. I see beyond that bullshit now. But you make conscious choices. Whether you want to drink this. I haven't eaten. Maybe I will go get a pizza right now. I know that I should not get a pizza, but I make a conscious choice about it. I make a conscious choice of prolonging this lecture, or telling you guys, instead of making it at 6 p.m., I'm going to make it at 7:30 p.m. I make a conscious choice of saying, fuck you guys, I just delete it. I make a conscious choice. The world, it's not something out there dictating my life. I am the only creator. You become a god, in a way. Not to say that, oh yeah, I'm the greatest. No. I mean, get the point, right? you start making conscious choices. The moment you start enhancing your perception, you start making conscious choices. And the moment you start making conscious choices, your life gets way, way better within you and with everyone around you. And you can touch people's souls. And the world becomes a better place, literally. And by saying a better place, I'm not giving you moral or religious shit advice. All I'm saying is that it has a balance. It has harmony. Like beauty. You've heard me talking about beauty. We like certain shapes and forms because that is how it's supposed to be. It is a protocol. The cosmos has a goddamn protocol. Even the cosmos has a protocol. So knowing about this, all of this, is knowing the protocol of the cosmos. So I'm not saying that, oh, everyone is love and peace. No. One should not be aspiring to just being loved and peaceful. There's going to be plenty of time to be peaceful. I don't want to be peaceful. I want to experience life at its best. With everything. Good, bad, everything. I don't know what just peace. I don't want it just to experience love. Fuck that shit. That is for people that have their perception very small, isn't it? Now you get it, right? People that say the highest form of life is just love. You can see them and say, well, your perception is so small that I pity you, but all right. Namaste, motherfucker. So, I think that's about it. And I will open up for questions for the two guys, people that are here. Let me see who's here. Thank you for attending and ask away. Oh, Placido and Eddie. What's up, guys? Questions, my friends. Man, this is a very good fucking lecture, man. Goddamn. Look what I got. A little souvenir. So, if I see someone ugly, I'm like, motherfucker. Any questions? Part of being in a first world country, part of America being the, whatever, is because enhanced perception. That's just what it is. The more aware they are of economy, the better they get at it, right? So, for example, in my country, my home country, my natal country, Mexico, there was a lot of wisdom with the Aztecs and all of that. Nowadays, there's a lot of ignorance, all because of religion and, the politics and all that shit. And their level of awareness, their perception is so small, and you can see it. People here are dumb. That's why I don't want to live here. I cannot say that I hate my country because I love the world, but, I don't like the day-to-day experience of life. The quality of life is not as good because people are dumb, and it is not it is their fault, but it is because their perception is so small. They only think about, oh, yeah, little God, and whatever. I'm not gonna get into it. Katie, what's up, Katie? Love that you're here. Really, thank you, Katie. I have no questions at the moment, but I enjoyed. Thank you. No, thank you, Katie. Where can I find? Jason, what's up, my brother? Where can I find the names of different intelligence? Well, it is everywhere, man. From the esoterical knowledge, the occult. This has to do with the occult. It has to do with magic. It has to do with, Hinduism, Buddhist knowledge. This is occult. This has to do with Hermetic knowledge. So I can give you try to write it down as I say it, and then Google it. All right. Maybe Google it, the four types of mind. Or write down. It is I think I wrote. It is Buddhi, Budhi, Buddhi, B-U-D-H-E, Buddhi, Budhi, Hankara, the second one, Hankara, A-H-A-N-K-A-R-A, I think is how you spell it, Hankara. The third one is Manas, M-A-N-A-S, Manas. And the fourth one is Chitta, CHITA. I don't know if that makes sense, brother, but you know, those are the four. I know that there's more. Maybe other people that you know, other mentors, they know more. Other types of mind, but this is the ones that I know. Placido, when beginning to learn how to manipulate perception, what would be the first step to take? Awareness. It's a very good question. Yes. In order for you to control anything, first you need to be aware of it, right? Before you can control your phone, you need to understand and read the manual of instructions, isn't it? You need to understand what the fuck that is and how it works. You need to be aware of all the bits and pieces. From there, you start controlling it or manipulating it. So the first level of manipulation of perception is to become aware within you and without. The first thing that I did, I became an observant. I was like a zero every time that I went out. I wasn't the center of attention. I wasn't the one talking. I was just there, observing everyone, observing everything around me. Animals, people, how they interact. What happens when that guy wants to go approach that girl? When that guy touches the butt of that girl? What happens when that girl is going to shopping? So I would literally go into downtown and I would just sit there, and it is like a form of meditation, you know, just be there and being aware of absolutely everything. From there, you can start applying it into yourself. The first and more, or the easiest way of manipulating perception, it is through your fashion. Colors, right? The psychology of colors. That's why I created the power of colors. You start becoming aware that if I wear a red shirt, let's see what happens when I enter a room. If I wear a white shirt, let's see what happens. If I wear a purple, let's see what happens. If I wear a green one, let's see what happens. And that's how you start manipulating perception. Then, with your poses, you know, with the body language, what happens when I touch this? What happens when I, you know, lower my voice? When my voice is more deep. What happens when I use this word? What happens when I cuss? All of that. That's how you get good at manipulating anything, but at perception. You start noticing the changes within the people around you. Not to produce anything, just watch it and then write it down. Write it down. You see, like, you ask them, you know, like, oh shit, you know, I did an experiment and I wore a whole fucking red suit. It was pure red. Everything was red. And people, you know, they did this and they experienced that and they felt this and they felt that and they talked to me in this way and that, and you write it down and then you get good at it. Eddie, what's up, my brother? What would be the next best step after making good conscious choices? Like, I'm making a conscious choice right now to go to the gym. What will be the next step after making a good choice? Well, my brother, the next step of making a good choice, I wouldn't even say good. Remember, we should be beyond good and bad. Good is a point of view. Conscious choices is that you are not being played by what's outside of you. You are fully aware and in control of your experience of life. From the body, the mind, the spirit, everything. A fucking ghost, if he appears, I make a conscious choice to whether be scared, manipulated, to fucking kick his ass or be kicked by him, right? I make a conscious choice. What's outside of me cannot make a conscious choice. I am the one. I am the creator of my life. I am the God of my life. So I make the conscious choice, whether it's good, bad, whatever. So the next step is to reap the benefits of it, my brother. To experience that choice that you just made. If you made a choice, a conscious choice, to go to the gym. Not because you think that being fat or being this is ugly or being that is beautiful or having the six-pack, it is what perceived as beautiful. That is the perception. Again, a small perception and a perception that is outside of you. So, conscious choices is that, do you really want to go to the gym? Do you? And if you make a conscious choice, then from there, the only thing that is left for you to do is to experience it and enjoy it. Because there's no way that you cannot enjoy a conscious choice. Even if it's success, you know, I make a conscious choice of having shit tons of money. There's opposites, there's negatives, there's good and bad with having a lot of money. or with having cold call and all that shit. There's things that you're not gonna like. But if you made a conscious choice, then it is up to you to enjoy it. And that is, you enjoy your experience of life. After you make a conscious choice, your experience of life gets better. Even in the downs and the negative parts of actions that you take, right? Like going to the gym, the sore of the muscle. Oh man, you enjoy it because it is part of a conscious choice that you made, and you are aware of it. So instead of bitching about it, you're like, yeah, I know what it is. I knew that it was going to happen, right? This is when people get a little bit lost because they cannot comprehend that, you know, how can you say that, Pablo? You know, if shit, you know, how can you say that you love pain? I mean, I don't get it, man. I mean, you enjoy the benefits, right? Getting ripped, you know, getting strong. No, I say to them, that is a very small level of perception, my friend. I made a conscious choice to either be fat or to either be healthy or to either be strong, you know, muscular. And I accept the responsibility of everything. I cannot be only looking for the good parts, the things that make me feel good. No, a conscious choice is that you take absolutely everything. Hopefully this answers your question.